So speaking of the blue collar as well, what else do you got prepared for music videos coming up for that? You said that you had one in the works right now.
Yeah, I'm doing one tomorrow. I'm actually shooting it
tomorrow.
like a real impromptu thing. I'm doing it with a rapper I met a long time ago, Juice Phrase.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's Spesh K's brother or cousin or something.
He's Spesh K's homie for
yeah.
sure, yeah.
So I met him and I was like, we kind of like talked a little bit, but then I saw he was getting into filming and stuff. He's working for a company or whatever. He's got access to all kinds of cool equipment, and I'm doing an interview tomorrow as well. So I'm gonna go see Star Wars, and I'm gonna go to see Juice Phrase, and then we're gonna film some stuff there, and then I'm gonna go do the interview, and I'm gonna film some stuff there, and then maybe get some filler footage and call it a night. And so that's gonna be for my track "Ain't Nobody Know," which is basically, the title says it all. It's kind of like, nobody really knows. Only thing that's real is what we're feeling in our soul. So this is what we do every day until we done. And if the money's gone, fuck it, man. We having fun, basically. That's the hook. So ain't nobody know when we gotta go. Like, that's it. Let's have a good time. And I'm really just talking on real life experience, like most of the blue collar. So yeah, that video should be dropping probably by the end of the month or next month, not this month.
Dope.
Christmas holidays and everything.
And actually, speaking of blue collar too, earlier you mentioned that the blue collar EP in itself, it really just embodies your come up, and it's kind of a sound. It really speaks to like just your average working class person, which a lot of us are. Can you kind of like explain a little bit what your approach was to actually kind of do that out? Because as well, like you said, like you are also a fan of, like exaggeration too, being artistic, but you felt like there was something about this one that really just kind of, like that was your demographic and that was kind of what your aim was. Was there kind of something that made you want to...
It was, or
was it just kind of came out like that?
It kind of came out like at the same time. Like I moved from Toronto and I've been, working in Toronto since 2007, with Angerville and then as a solo artist. And I kind of felt like I was just spinning my wheels. Like there was nothing new. It was kind of like I'm just going through the motions and the tracks are starting to get more like aggressive and meaning less. That's what I felt like. It was like well, I'm just getting. This probably means just I'm mad for some reason. Frustrated or something.
Yeah, what up?
So I moved out. There was personal reasons involved as well for moving out to New Brunswick. Like my wife's mom got sick, so we went out there to take care of her. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, just the change of scenery and everything, it really I felt like I became more raw. Like I didn't care so much about how people looked at me because I was living like on a reserve in the middle of the New Brunswick forest. Yeah, it's like really there's it doesn't get any realer than that. Like you could just strip away all the bullshit. Yeah. We're all out in the forest here. Everybody out there. They don't. It's definitely a have-not province. Unemployment. Everybody's on EI. Yeah. Fishing in the summer on EI the rest of the year. Yeah. So what up? It's a tough life out there for New Brunswick. Like their deficit is always increasing. They can never balance their budget because there's just not enough work out there. So they've been trying to turn to like shale gas exploration and stuff, which is like threatening to destroy the way of life out there. Yeah. So it's like there's this whole balance between like do you want the money or do you want your province? Because like either you can't have them both. So people are like, so I felt like all these issues being surrounded by that and the change, getting out of the city and everything, maybe that had something to do with me becoming more real with my lyrics, more like everything was coming straight out of, it wasn't my imagination, it was just actual experience, you know? And so I was saying like, this is some, and then like even my buddy Fresh Kills, he came out to the release party, he's like, man, it's the best shit you ever did. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I never say that about my own work, but to have people like him saying that to me, I'm like, I think I'm on the right track. If I stick to this shit, then maybe, I can still make. I've made a mark, but I'm never satisfied with anything I do. Yeah. So I'm like,
there's always room for expansion.
Yeah. So I really like if this is the right track that I need to be on, then I'm just gonna keep doing that. Yeah. And there's everybody brings something different to the game, and I feel like if this real honest approach to rap is what is gonna get me like really well known or get me so that people recognize, then I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
But as well, it's coming from a level of imagination and having that there, like, I mean, yeah, that must be crazy.
You have to be creative with the wordplay too,
like
you know.
it must be deep.
I got handed a couple mixtapes when I came back and to Toronto just recently, like, and I was like, man, I can't get down. It's too basic.
Yeah,
like you couldn't think of a more like elaborate way of saying that, or just more technically, like. You know, like it's gonna push you a little to rap a little bit more, like you know. So I was listening to it, and I'm like, man. But I kind of related to it. I was like, this is the shit I was rapping. This is what I fucking somehow got myself out of it. And so that's why I've been trying
put
to like
soul back into it.
I'm not like the most lyrical, but I feel like, you know, you should at least try to like, you know, make people say like, oh shit, he did that, you know? Just
that's
being
the art
more,
of emceeing, right?
Right, you know, being a little bit more agile.
Bar, like, just try and up the game a bit, man. Like,
a little bit, and I was
you
like,
heard it here first, man. Like,
And with all this being said, though, before we switch any topics, let the people know where they can get Blue Collar EP.
Man. Yeah, most definitely.
Blue Collar EP is available right now on urbnet.com. So you can go there, urbnet.com/Fortunato, or just go to urbnet.com. It's on the page there. And that's what I'm told to say. So go to urbnet.com. There are other places where you could probably get it.
Do it.
But I'm not going to say where, but you know, just Google Fortunato. If you can't spell the name, it's Fortunato, not D-O, because I know a lot of people are putting the D-O. It sounds like Fortunato. It's not toe, you know. So yeah. And if you just find mad opera singers or whatever, like Italian symphonics or whatever, like just, you know,
that's not it.
That's not it.
You're in the wrong lane.
Yeah, you'll know.
Get it right, stupid.
Just
T-O.
Just T-O, and then, you know, or just put like get the T-O and then say Blue Collar, and you're gonna find it, you know, and that's basically it. That's where you're gonna find it.